I'm Nancy Furness, and this is We've Got Issues. We're filming today at Poirier Public Library in Coquitlam, and we'd like to thank the library for giving us this space to carry out the interviews. Before we get started, just want to acknowledge that our interviews are taking place on the traditional, ancestral, and unceded lands of Coquitlam First Nation. So we thank the Coquitlam people who continue to live on these lands and to care for the lands and the waters and all that lies above and below. Today, I'm joined by Janis Cleugh, who is a reporter with the Freshet News. So thanks so much for joining us today, Janis.
Thanks, Nancy.
Now, we spoke several months ago, and I think a lot has happened in that time. Can you just give us a quick refresher on why you started up this Freshet News and this news co-op? Like, what was the impetus for that?
Well, the impetus was that we lost our jobs, and we wanted to make sure that local news returned to the communities. It was important to us to bring back print specifically. That was what the community wanted. And that's what we heard all summer through the Save Our Local News campaign. And since then, we have launched a website, freshetnews.ca, and we're putting out a newsletter.
That sounds wonderful. That's a lot of work in a very short time. And I think people, every time I speak to somebody, they're really excited about having the print version come back out. So can you give us a little bit of insight into how working in a worker-owned co-op type setting differs from working in a traditional newspaper office?
Well, we are doing everything ourselves: the distribution, the advertising, the editorial, the production. Editorial and production we did prior, but the distribution and advertising, the outreach, the fundraising, that's all new to us. So we're having to learn these things. We're having to learn about what a nonprofit is and what a co-op is. And because we're worker-led, we're independent, and we're going to make sure that the local news returns to the community.
No, that's wonderful. And it's also a very steep learning curve because it's not just reporting anymore. As you say,
right.
You've got so many other responsibilities and duties. How are you enjoying it?
Very much so. It's quite a learning curve, like you said, and it's we're learning about the nonprofit specifically. So we're learning Robert's rules, of course, and we have a board president, we have a board vice president, a board secretary, and a board treasurer, and I take that final role there. And handling the finances for a news organization is a lot of work, and it involves a lot of talking to federal and provincial agencies. And we're learning about the co-op model as well, so we're talking to co-op members. Yeah,
it's a lot on your plate, and I think treasurer is a big job.
It is.
It's something that I always kind of have admiration for people who can take that role on, because there's responsibility, plus you have to have that knowledge of what you're doing.
We do. We have to have accountability and transparency as well, specifically for the public. They want to know how we're operating, what we're doing, and they want to see the results.
Right, and fair enough.
Yeah.
So can you tell us what kinds of stories people seem to really be interested in? What are people wanting to hear about right now?
It's basically the same as what we covered at the Tri-City News, the New Westminster Record, and the Burnaby Now. They want to hear news. They want local news. They want City Hall. They want education. They want to hear about the environment. They want to know what's going on in their street, what's going on in their community. They want to know about the sports. They want to know about the arts and events. They want to know where to go every day, and we're that focus. We're going to bring a focus to the community. On social media, there's no lack of content. What we're going to do is bring it all together at one source.
Right. I think you're right. Like, to have all of that coverage together in one place, keep us up to date on what's happening in our own community here in the Tri-Cities, as well as for the other New Westminster and Burnaby as well.
Yes.
Can you talk a little bit about, right now you're online, and that's how the news is being put out. Can you tell us a little bit about what are some of the challenges to being online only right now?
Well, we don't have, the good news is that we do have a reach that's increasing every week by at least 15%. Our impressions have been very strong, But we don't have that tangible product that everybody seems to want. And it doesn't really matter what demographic you're talking to, whether it's seniors, whether it's high school kids, they all want a printed product. And there were really no challenges getting online other than just designing the website and then putting out a weekly newsletter. That has really grown our base.
Well, and 15% increase each week?
Each week, yeah.
That's a lot.
Yeah. So there's a thirst.
Yeah, there's definitely a thirst. And how are you reaching out to people? Do you find it's just sort of organically growing?
It has, yeah.
Okay.
And we also have social media channels that we're reaching out, and we're directing people back to the website. So the traffic is there, and the interest is strong.
So do you have any news for us as to when the print copy might be coming out, this long anticipated event?
I do. We have our first 3 papers coming out. Our first one is on December 18th.
Oh.
And we're going to be going to the presses at Transcontinental and Annis Island, and we're going to be printing out 25,000 copies. And those will be distributed that day and throughout December in our 3 communities.
That's amazing. Congratulations. This is like coming home now. And can you tell us, where can we get a copy?
You can get them at high traffic locations throughout the 3 cities, mainly grocery stores, gas stations, businesses, and we're asking businesses to come forward and be a drop-off point. And that will generate more traffic for their business in turn. We're hoping to be in the rec centers, at city halls, so we'll be widely available.
That sounds great. So if there's a high traffic business that's interested in being a distribution point, they should reach out and contact you?
They should, yeah. They should email us at info@freshetnews.ca.
Perfect. And can you talk a little bit about how is being in print going to change the style of the article or the stories that you report on, or will it?
This is going to be our main product. Print is what people want. They want in-depth, meaningful stories. And so the website in particular will have breaking news, and the print will have the meatier stories, the stories that really matter to our community, about people and places that we know and love. But the web will be dedicated to mostly breaking news. So it'll be 2 different platforms.
Right, okay, so we can get that quick updated news, and then we can also get the more in-depth analysis.
Correct.
And you're talking about meatier articles, so can you tell us something that you think in our local communities right now in the Tri-Cities, is there something that you think is not getting the attention it deserves at this point, and that maybe you'll be looking into it more in a print form?
For sure. I mean, there are so many topics to cover. We've only have 4 reporters for the 3 communities, so it is quite challenging, but I mean, the topic of homelessness is a very big topic in our 3 communities. In the Tri-Cities, 3030 Gordon is it's an issue for the neighborhood. It's an issue for the community, and it needs to be dealt with. And we hope to put a lens on this as we move forward and make sure those people are taken care of, make sure that facility is examined, and make sure the municipalities respond to that. There's
a lot of work to do around our unhoused population for sure, and definitely, any resources or lights that can be shone in that direction, I think would only be a good thing.
Yes.
Can you tell us a little bit about, you'd mentioned that you're getting a 15% increase in people who are visiting your site right now.
Yes.
Can you talk a little bit more about what people's reaction to the Co-op News or the Freshet News has been so far? Like, what are you hearing from the public?
It's been very positive. Yeah, people want to see local news, and they want to see it in a printed edition. And that's what we've heard over and over. We're targeting high traffic locations right now, but we hope in the new year that we will eventually have door-to-door delivery upon subscription. There's a lot of models to work out. There's a lot of systems to get organized and people to hire, and we as a worker-led co-op, we're responsible for that.
Right. Yeah. It's a lot on your shoulders. Can you talk a little bit about how much say you have into the articles that you cover yourself? Like, you're working as a team of 4 right now.
We are.
how much say do you have into the articles that you are working on yourself? And also, how do you decide which stories really are worthy of that deeper dive?
Well, luckily we're 4 veteran reporters. I worked at the Tri-City News for 27 years, you know when you hear a good story, you want to dive into it more. You want to understand why this is happening in our community, and so these are the stories that we're really looking forward to exposing in print and also online.
Well, I think we're all waiting for that print copy, and already we've seen some really good articles come out, so it's welcome back into the community. Recently you had a gala fashion show fundraiser that you and I both were able to attend, and we dressed up in our sequins and dresses. Can you tell us a little bit more about what happened there at that event? Well,
we were invited by Pacific Fusion Runway to be a benefit of this event, and it was held at the Green Tea Westwood Plateau, and we were very happy to get a donation from that organization, and I just wanted to thank them for that. It was a runway show, and it featured 5 designers, one who was from Coquitlam and another one from New Westminster, and we were just in awe of their designs, and it was really a special night. It was held on a Wednesday, and in November, and it was it was a real bright light in a kind of a dark month.
It was a really exciting event, and it was nice to see such a great turnout there. There was lots of local elected representatives, and the community came out, and it was just a really interesting event for the Tri-Cities. It's the first sort of a high fashion show I'd ever been to, and I totally enjoyed it.
Yeah.
So we're looking forward to this newsprint coming out on December the 18th.
Yes.
And asking if there are any local businesses with high traffic areas, if they would contact you to help distribute the papers, and people better be quick, because I have a feeling they're going to go quickly.
They will go quickly. We're also calling for volunteers as well to help us distribute these papers to these locations, and they can also use the email info@freshetnews.ca, and yes, we're giving giving volunteer credits to the high school students if they want to help us distribute the papers at West Coast Express stations and SkyTrain stations.
That sounds wonderful. So we will look forward to keeping in touch, and we'll talk again soon.
Thanks, Nancy.
Thanks so much for joining us.
Thank you.
Thanks for joining us. I've been speaking with Janis Cleugh of the Freshet News.